As Minnesota's pads go on for the first time on Monday, the Vikings will turn training camp into a live laboratory, one where individual storylines will rapidly rise to the surface. Here are four key battles and questions that will shape not only who makes the final roster, but also how competitive Minnesota can be in year two of the J.J. McCarthy era. 1. J.J. McCarthy's poise under fire. Why it matters. As the rookie quarterback, McCarthy's transition from backyard heroics at Michigan to the NFL's trenches is the storyline everyone wants to watch. Last week, in shorts and shells, he showed off pinpoint accuracy on dimes to Jordan Addison and the receivers. But when the pads and far heavier bodies arrive, everything changes. What to look for? Pocket presence. Can McCarthy slide away from the interior rush? Decision timing. Will he hold the ball too long against live blitzes, or will he stick to the quick game rhythm Stefanski's offense demands? Consistent mechanics. Even under duress, can he maintain a compact drop and deliver with the same velocity and accuracy we saw in day one drills? A hot read and a calm release in Monday's 24 personnel 7-on-7s will be the first crystal ball peek at how quickly he's absorbing his playbook. If he remains unflappable, the Vikings can rightfully pencil him in as their Week 1 starter. Hammerstart 2. Who steps up while Jefferson sits out? Why it matters. Justin Jefferson's absence from early camp, whether due to minor hamstring tweaks or extended family commitments, creates a vacuum at receiver. McCarthy will still get his reps, but without Minnesota's superstar, the offense must prove it can function and even thrive on depth. Candidates to watch. Lucky Jackson. A Tower of Babel at 6'5", Jackson flashed in 7-on-7, using his length to snatch contested throws. Exactly the kind of body catching we need. KJ Osborne and Kinawangwu, veteran slot options who understand Keenan Allen's old role, quick reads, yards after catch, and occasional splash plays. Rookie Adam Thielen Jr., no relation. A late-round sleeper with crisp route running and padded 11-on-11 will force coaches to give him a look. If any of these young receivers can win one-on-one battles against Minnesota's defensive backs, the offense will avoid the fun basket draw basket. Plus, rising stars earn themselves votes of confidence and roster spots. Number 3, interior D-line depth, the underrated X factor. Why it matters? The Vikings' pass rush has historically lived off the edges, but a true championship contender needs disruption up the middle. Free agent additions, Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, promise a seismic shift. Yet the question remains, which young tackle will back them up? Key reserves. Jalen Redmond, a former transfer who flashed power rushes in last year's minicamps. Taki Taimani, a rotational end whose quick first step could earn him nickel snaps. Levi Drake Rodriguez, a late-round pick whose relentless motor impressed coaches in shorts drills. When Hargrave and Allen take a breather on obvious passing downs, those backups must still collapse pockets. Monday's one-on-one battles with Christian Darrisaw and Alasameka Udo in pads will be the first raw test of interior strength. Number 4, cornerback conundrum. Enough to keep Jefferson quiet? Why it matters. Last season's fade-to-black performance in Washington, where Jefferson torched every corner in sight, still stings. Minnesota's brass doubled down on cover 2 and man coverage mix this offseason, but did it address the core problem? Frontline starters. Byron Murphy Jr. remains the sure tackler and ball hawk. Isaiah Rodgers, newly signed, brings youth and slot versatility. Nickel battles. Jeff Okudah has drawn reps opposite Rodney Hudson's micro-blitz bulk, but Mekhi Blackmon and Cam Dantzler are still waiting for their turns under fire. Special team stakes. Wins here translate to roster security. A single tipped pass in a 13-on-13 shell drill could vault a backup corner towards special teamer status and a 53-man slot. As Jeff Okudah faces off in press coverage drills against Jackson and AT, and as Rodgers takes slants over the middle, Monday's padded sessions will provide the first real barometer of whether Minnesota's secondary can keep JJ upright, and if those scheme tweaks finally solve the team's biggest defensive hole. Bottom line, this week's padded practices will elevate rookies like McCarthy from what if to what now. Veterans will reassert their roles or risk being left behind. Every rep under contact matters exponentially more than the previous week's helmet-only drills. Keep your eyes on those 4 storylines: McCarthy's poise, the depth chart at receiver, the rise of interior rushers, and the cornerback go-to tools. By Friday, we'll already have a much clearer picture of how the Vikings plan to turn camp promise into regular season reality. 1. J.J. McCarthy's poise under pressure. As pads go on Monday, all eyes will be on how McCarthy reacts when the Vikings' revamped offensive line faces real heat. At Michigan, he calmly delivered pinpoint throws despite heavy rushes. In Minnesota, he'll need that same composure every single day. Consistency is the watchword. If McCarthy can stand tall in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, and make clean decisions from rep to rep, it'll prove he's ready to lead this offense. Look for him to vary his drops, 3-step, 5-step, play action, and still find his targets. A smooth transition from college to the pros hinges on that mental steadiness. This too. Who emerges while Jefferson is out? Justin Jefferson's absence, whether due to rest or rehabilitation, creates a golden opportunity for the next tier of receivers. Lucky Jackson, KJ Osborne, and rookie Keon Coleman will rotate into the WR3 role, like running crisp routes and proving they can win one-on-ones. Saturday's walkthrough snaps already showed Jackson flashing separation on deep comebacks. Over the next practices, watch which young pass catcher consistently beats coverage against the first team. That player could be the difference maker on third down and red zone packages when the season starts. 3. Interior pass rush depth takes center stage. Last year, the Vikings generated just 4 sacks from defensive tackles, far too low. This offseason, they answered by signing Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, but camp will reveal which young interior rusher pushes them hardest. Keep an eye on Jalen Redmond, Taki Taimani, and Levi Drake Rodriguez in one-on-ones against the O-line. Who can bend the arc, sustain the bull rush, or slither through gaps? Even if they don't start, the quality of their reps with the ones will tell coaches who can step in when injuries hit. A credible 3-man rotation up front could turn this defense into a legitimate wrecking crew. 4. Cornerback competition heats up. Byron Murphy Jr. has been a standout, but beyond him is still a big question mark. Isaiah Rodgers was penciled in as the number 2 corner, and early camp reports praise his ball hawk instincts. Meanwhile, Jeff Okudah is getting heavy nickel reps, and Mekhi Blackmon has quietly shown strong technique in individual drills. Monday's team periods will tell the tale. Can Rodgers stick with the first team outside? Will Okudah slide inside in 3-corner looks? And who among the youngsters flashes enough in coverage and tackling to earn a roster spot? The Vikings also have veteran depth. Keep an eye on any surprise standouts who force their way into rotation. Special teams battles matter. When the starters come off the field, the backups and rookies shine on special teams. Watch punter Ryan Wright's directional kickoffs, rookie returners set up lanes, and coverage units flying downfield. A key gaff or a game-changing punt block in camp could be the difference between securing the final 53-man spot or the practice squad. For bubble players at WR, CB, and DL, special teams excellence is their ticket to sticking around. Bottom line, as pads go on, it's not just about X's and O's, it's about discovering who thrives in game-like conditions. Can McCarthy maintain his pocket calm? Who steps up in Jefferson's absence? Which D tackle becomes the next disruption magnet? Does Rodgers earn a starting corner job, or will a dark horse rookie rise? And who locks down a special teams role? Those 5 storylines will shape whether the Vikings' offseason promise turns into real momentum come week 1.